Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monkey here, and yes, I have heard this announcement. I am going to make a video about it. You're watching it right now. Warner Brothers, DC, they have decided to greenlight, or at least, if you don't know what that means, confirm Margot Robbie's Gotham City Sirens film. And I love that Margot Robbie is passionate about playing Harley Quinn, and I know it's debatable whether or not she did a good performance in Suicide Squad, but I flippin' love Margot's Harley Quinn. So, imagine how I feel when Warner Brothers announces David Ayer is directing. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. Why would David Ayer direct the Gotham City Sirens after Suicide Squad? That is a horrible idea. So let me tell you why I don't agree with this, because if you guys have watched my review of Suicide Squad back when it came out, I actually did say that I liked the movie, and I do. To this day, I still do like Suicide Squad quite a bit. And I thought that it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen before. I definitely think that the characters were very colorful and very different. They had cool backstories. The first act of the movie alone was really great, and it was a good way to introduce everyone without kind of making it feel like an origin story, right? So I think that it did a good job. But David Ayer, the second act of the movie, kind of got lost a little bit. And the third act, it had problems. I think that David Ayer is a very problematic filmmaker, and I think that he's very problematic for the DCEU. Now, people like Snyder, they just make mistakes. That's Warner Brothers. They're making mistakes with Snyder, and they need to fix it. And I think they will with Justice League. But David Ayer, I just think that it's past the point of return. I mean, he cannot direct this movie. And let's talk about Margot Robbie for a second, because Margot was the one who wanted to make this movie, so it was her idea. And David Ayer made her a huge star with Suicide Squad. I mean, sure, people knew her with Focus, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Wolf of Wall Street, but Suicide Squad's the real movie that made her into a huge star. And now that Warner Brothers likes David Ayer, because Warner Brothers is very loyal to their directors. I mean, look at Zack Snyder. Now that they're really loyal to David Ayer, Margot's probably like, well, I can't say no to Warner Brothers because I kind of want this movie, so David Ayer, why not? Because I think that Margot deep down knows David's just not the one to direct this movie. And then also, forget your Joker cameo, that ain't coming. Joker is not going to cameo in this movie. I mean, even if you thought about it for a split second, Jared Leto ain't coming back anytime soon. I mean, he is signed to a multi-deal contract, but I don't think he's going to be wanting to come back to play Joker in this movie. Particularly because I don't think his heart's in the character anymore. After David Ayer literally obliterated all of the Joker scenes, along with Warner Brothers, because they got rid of all of those. And even when they had the extended cut of Suicide Squad, they still didn't include all of his scenes. Why would you do that? Why would you make an extended cut and not put everything in there? I don't know. It makes no sense. But let's talk about who the Gotham City Sirens are. So if you haven't heard of this, Gotham City Sirens is usually Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn, three of the biggest female, comic book villains of all time. And they team up and they become a team trio, and they just, have adventures throughout Gotham City. That's basically what the Gotham City Sirens are. That's why they're called Gotham City Sirens. So there have been Easter eggs about them all through other things like, the video games of Arkham. I'm pretty sure they had Easter eggs in there. And then there's also the Sirens Club on Gotham, which is Barbara's whole club name. So they have been Easter egged quite a bit throughout the DC universe of everything. The Gotham City Sirens, I like the idea of making this movie because they're very different. All of them are very different. You have Catwoman, who's more of a strategist, more of a, I guess, kind of your weapon in terms of agility and, thievery and very stealthy. Poison Ivy's very smart and very in-depth with science, and Harley Quinn is the wild card. Rumor has it that Megan Fox is up to play Poison Ivy, or at least is trying to. She's bought a lot of comics of Poison Ivy and Gotham City Sirens, and that's basically saying that she wants to play the character. And here's my thing about it. I actually don't mind that Megan Fox wants to play the character. Who wouldn't want to play Poison Ivy? I mean, she is one of the biggest villains in comic book history of female villains, right? Or any villain, actually. And so I don't blame Megan Fox for wanting the role, because look at what happened to Margot Robbie after playing Harley Quinn. And to an extent, what happened to Anne Hathaway after playing Catwoman. So why wouldn't Megan Fox want to play Poison Ivy? But here's the deal. Megan Fox is not known as the best actress in the world, but I think, I don't know, I think something about it, I think that she could do it. I think she could pull it off. But I'm not going to say yes just yet, because again, there are some ups and downs with this. We don't want to make the DCEU worse, we want to make it only better, so we got to be really careful about castings. But yes, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Catwoman. I don't know who I would cast as Catwoman. I think a lot of people have said Rebecca Ferguson. I don't know that actress quite well, but, you know, it's possible. We need people that are equivalent to Margot Robbie, but are still kind of not as huge, which is why Megan Fox might not be the best choice for Poison Ivy. Maybe even Catwoman, too. We'll see. But Margot, you know, I don't know. I think that it's very delicate. Again, I don't think Joker is going to show up in any way. I think that it's a horrible idea to make David Ayer direct this, have him direct it. I think that it's awful. And Margot, I don't know what to say to her. I think that she's really trying here. I think deep down she knows this is not a good idea. And also, the Deadshot movie is also trying to be made. They're trying to make a Deadshot movie. And I just hope I hope David Ayer is nowhere near that Deadshot movie. I think that Will Smith is amazing as Deadshot, so let's hopefully get a good director, not David Ayer. Not saying he's not a good director, I'm just saying there were so many missed opportunities with Suicide Squad that I really think that I think that he needs to go. You know, I'm defending Zack Snyder still, because I think that Zack Snyder's got some tricks up his sleeve, but not David Ayer. And then also, another thing that I'd like to see in the Gotham City Sirens movie is more of an Arkham City type movie. If you've ever seen or played Arkham City, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Catwoman are so different in that movie, but they're also so alike, and they have a lot of history in that movie. I mean, the whole Catwoman story where she goes and visits Poison Ivy and has that battle sequence is pretty great. And then obviously in Arkham Asylum, we've seen how Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy interact in that game as well. And it's just really fun to see them together. So I think that an Arkham City type movie for the Gotham City Sirens would be great. Also, don't be afraid to put some different villains in there. Killer Frost would be pretty interesting to see as a cameo, right? That would be pretty cool. We'd have to find someone better than Danielle Panabaker to play her. And Danielle Panabaker is pretty amazing at playing Killer Frost, so I don't know how that would work out. But again, don't be afraid to have different female villains cameo, like Killer Frost. You know, anybody really would be pretty cool. Any female villain. I can't really think of any more that I would love to see other than Killer Frost, but you know, there's quite a few that I bet I could get out of that. So it would be pretty cool to see that as well. But what do you guys think of this, you know, report? Do you guys want David Ayer to direct this movie? And if not, who should? And who should play Poison Ivy and Catwoman? Megan Fox or not? What do you guys think about the Deadshot solo movie? I'll probably end up making a video about that too. And Armie Hammer possibly playing Green Lantern, even though that's a pretty old story. But what do you guys think about it? Comment down below, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.